At least 40 protection guards will be deployed in a multi-million-dollar NRL operation as America's top Super Bowl security boss warns stars of sex traps and exploitation attempts in Las Vegas. Now, for more, we're joined by ex-commando Wes Hennessey and retired police sergeant Glenn Gorick. Gentlemen, so great to see you.
Great to see you too, Erin. Thanks for having me on.
Such a pleasure.
Evening, Erin.
Evening, Wes. Is this necessary? They clearly think it is, but these are adult men.
I think the whole story, to be honest, is absolutely hilarious. And that's coming from a man who's been to Vegas several times. They're football players, they're grown men. To say they need this level of supervision, I think sending a bit of a probably incorrect message that they intended to send. I'd suggest they probably do need some minders to keep them out of trouble over there. And the other thing, do you think they're going to get any more trouble in Vegas than they may in the centre of Sydney or Melbourne? So if they want to play up, they're going to play up. You can probably have as many people as you want around them, but I think it's not probably setting the right message to what type of characters they are by having such a orchestrated, systematic security apparatus just to keep them out of trouble.
Yeah, it's a really good point, Glenn, in terms of maybe a bit of an own goal for the NRL and being so public with this. I'm not saying they should hide it, but did it need to be such an official thing? Because what it does say to the community is, yes, our reputation as, our players misbehaving off the field is completely justified and we're buying into it.
Well, Erin, look, from my perspective, we had the problems way back down in 2014. I think you broke the story about the bubbler, and I was a director at Sharks at the time, and all the security and all the things you can try and do for your players is it's difficult. So what we found from our perspective down at Sharks was, let's keep them busy. So I'm hoping when they go to Las Vegas, keep them busy, get them out there doing sponsors things or signing autographs, whatever you can do, and wear them out, and then they'll just go to bed.
Okay, good luck. And just for those who aren't aware, and I won't give too much detail, but the bubbler story was Todd Carney in the bathroom, and you can use your imagination or Google. Let's move on to something else. Now, the Albanese government is announcing a new program that will help close the gap in employment outcomes by creating 3,000 jobs in remote Australia. I'll go to you, Wes, first again. What are your thoughts on this? This caught your eye this week.
Yeah, firstly, I think anything that helps the Indigenous persons of Australia is a good thing, especially those in the remote communities who are suffering or are less fortunate or have got less access to things. So first and foremost, that's great. What I don't understand and what I'd like to see a lot more within this detail, and I have read her full statement, is if we divide 3,000 by the 707 odd million, it comes out to about $237,000 each. So that's point one. Last year or the year before, the budget for our Indigenous people across numerous organisations was north of $40 billion. So what I don't understand is, how is an additional $707 million required as opposed to using the funds that are already allocated? So I think that's the question here. Yeah. And lastly, I'm concerned with other Australians in remote communities. So who says that, who puts who in front of what position to get what job? So, so
you're saying other
is there a bias there
Australians
now?
in regional areas might miss out, or that, and they might be just as in need.
Yeah, that's right. Because exactly, we all know that jobs in these areas are hard to come by when we're talking about remote parts of Australia. So that's my point. So what gives them a precedence over Australian in a remote community versus an Australian Indigenous person in a remote community? And you can see straight away that'll create divide. And what'll happen there then on the ground is you'll create conflict, which we don't want. And it comes back to creating this division. So I believe in supporting them, but I'd just like to see a lot more fidelity with what the plan and how that's actually going to roll out in communities.
Glenn, you as a former policeman for many years, firsthand dealt with Indigenous Australians, as you did other Australians. Do you think that something like this creates divide? Do you think that more jobs is needed to help the issue?
Look, it comes back to a whole lot of initiatives that have been tried. I'm a 6-decade Australian. I've seen all the ideas in the world, and they all come with good intentions, but they never seem to be implemented correctly. And then the divide does occur. The what's yours is mine attitude comes into play. You have to keep them active and involved in it. And then the parenting side of it is, getting the parents to keep the kids on it. It's so difficult. And as Wes has said, let's see the strategies and let's see how they're going to implement it, because it's great to come out with the story and announce something that's a fantastic initiative, but I want to see how it works first before I can really say, how does it
really
work?
Good point.